Lori here. I'm back. I'm going to start a new reading vlog. If you have not been following me for the past 2 years, I'm doing the Avengers reading challenge, and every couple of months or about every month they do a big boss battle that's a really complicated reading challenge. This was inspired by Etenerals, and it dropped late last night when I was not paying attention to my phone. So when I woke up this morning, I realized there was a boss battle that I had not even started yet. But lucky for me, I was already reading a book that sort of worked. So I am about 180 pages into The Last Fallen Moon by Gracie Kim. This is the middle grade book that I was reading in my last reading vlog. So the first prompt was to start a Grumpy Sunshine read. So I picked up the audiobook of My Darling Duke by Stacey Reed. I've heard really good things about this series from everyone, Peace Love Books, everyone, and I picked it up, and I'm about 10% into it, and it's about this main character. She is sort of in a desperate situation. She needs to find herself a match, but also her sister's a match, and she winds up coming up with this plan to write in the town crier or the town newspaper that she is wed to this duke that this infamous duke that no one's seen for like 5 years. And she hopes that doing that she will be able to get her sister's matches, because then she seems high profile in society. And that's literally all that I read. So that was my Grumpy Sunshine book. And then the next prompt was to read a book with this band I've never heard before. It's like Paper Kites, I think, that one of the hosts really likes. So I read on the way home, I listened for like an hour and I read about 4 chapters in my book. And now the other prompt was eat pizza while you read 4 chapters. So I barely got through a chapter because I just got home. It is almost 5 o'clock. If you have not seen my previous reading vlog, we also got a new puppy, so you'll probably see her popping in and out during this reading vlog. This is also a month-long reading challenge, so I do not know what is going to happen to my TBR that I just made, because today is the start of June 1st, which is Pride Month, which is really exciting. So yeah, I am probably going to read for a little bit, and then I'm probably going to work out. Trying to work out every single day now that my drama club is over. I have a little bit more time. But we literally just got a new puppy, so you'll probably see her in the clips, especially when I'm on the floor. She likes to sit with me on the floor. So yeah, I'm going to go read a little bit more of this, hopefully get through my 5 chapters today, or read 5 chapters tonight. That would actually be delightful. We'll see if it actually happens, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, friends. Sorry, hair. This was like the worst lighting ever, but I did want to show you my puppy while she is like actually able to be seen. Yes, come here. All right. So this is Cassie Mara. She is just turned 2 months old. She is a German Shepherd. She's a little girl. This like angle is horrible. But she's super cute. She's very, very tired right now. She's not liking the rain right now. You can hear the rain outside. And the angle is super bad. But this is my puppy. This is how big she is.
What?
I'm not talking to you. This is how big she is. She's very, very cute.
Looks like she got bigger last week.
She did.
What?
Yeah, but you're on camera. But yeah, this is Cassie. This is how big she is.
Who's that?
My camera. I want to show her off. This is how big she got. She's a very, very big girl. Very, very cute. But she's probably going to be sitting here when I'm reading, because my dad has to go to work tonight. And now she's gone away from me, because she likes her daddy more than she likes me.
Right.
But, sorry, you'll hear my dad in the background. And probably Cassie keep on coming in and out of camera. Lori here. This is like a weird angle, but I did want to update you guys on my reading. I am participating in the Avengers Reading Challenge, the Eternal Battle, and I was supposed to be reading my 5 chapters, but then they dropped a boss battle, which just means I had to read 100 additional pages in my book, The Last Fallen Moon by Gracie Kim. I'm really, really loving this book, like quite a bit. I'm probably just going to tackle the rest of this tonight. To be very honest with you, I have a puppy over here. You'll see her in the next clip, because I did like a whole clip of her just sitting there. But now she's looking at me very, very disapprovingly. But next clip you'll see her, and I kind of show you how big she is. But yeah. So I'm liking this book. I have to read about 30 more pages, and then I have to read like 2 more chapters. And then I am officially caught up on those challenges and I can move on to something new, which I'm super excited about. And then I'm just probably going to finish this book. Because the next book is to finish. I have to, like, do I have to finish a book with stars on the cover, which this does have. But I really am liking this book quite a bit. Sorry, my puppy's moving. But it, it's the sequel to Last Fallen Star. And this one has to do with the Korean underworld, which I'm really, really liking. And it's just like a very unique take. Like, I feel like it's a very modern interpretation of the story, but just like with fun elements that I think a middle grade audience would really, really like. I really did love the first one. This book is very different from the first one because it's really, a majority of it has not been set in the contemporary world. It is set in the underworld, but I'm really here for it. It reminds me of Hades, and perhaps today is also the day that Percy Jackson, the TV show, started filming, which I'm really excited about. So I'm gonna go finish a little bit more of this. I'm gonna watch my puppy, and when I'm done and I have caught up on my challenges and read my 100 pages, I will give you guys another update, which will be soon. So bye, friends. The red angle, I have a puppy sitting next to me, and she is very comfortable. But I did want to say that due to the boss battle, I had to read an extra 100 pages. So now I am at page 132. So I have to read 2 more chapters, and then I will have finished reading 5 chapters, which I probably would have finished if they didn't drop that other thing, but that's okay. I'm like so close to the end of this book. I think my copy has like, I think it's like 360 pages. So I'm going to try to read those last 2 chapters and then come in and chat with you guys. See what time it is. Right now it's 7:43. Thursdays are the night that I have to take care of the puppet. We had a good day. We're still adjusting to each other. All the new puppy stuff. But she's being a good girl right now. So my goal is to maybe finish this book tonight. And then I'm gonna bring the book that I have to read for the next challenge with me to work tomorrow if I can manage it. Or actually, I'm probably gonna bring it anyway. And I also have that on audiobook, so I might listen to that tomorrow when I'm running errands and stuff, like doing errands at my job. But yeah, I'm gonna go read a little bit more. I really am liking this book quite a bit. I think it's a very different story than the first book in the series, like super different, but I'm here for it. I really like the characters. I wish we saw some of the characters more. Like, her best friend wasn't as featured in this book because she was really on an adventure with her sister and someone new that she met, I will say that, but I really, really liked it. So I'm gonna go keep read my 2 more chapters, and then give you guys a time check and see if I think I'm gonna be able to finish it tonight. If not, I'll finish it tomorrow on my way to work, which is probably just as fine. And that's another challenge. But as long as I read 2 more chapters, I have finished another reading challenge today, which was the whole goal. Hopefully they don't drop anything else between now and then, because then I would have to pick another book, and I don't know if I can do that. So, but I'm gonna go read my next 2 chapters to finish my pizza challenge, and then I'll chat with you guys. Bye. Sorry if you hear my puppy in the background. She's getting crate trained, and she doesn't like it, especially when we're all home. But I did want to say that it is Friday. It's about to be the weekend. Sorry, she's a little bit loud. I did wind up reading about 30% in Healer of the Water Monster. I really am liking it. It's a really unique book. It's a part of my Avengers reading challenge for one of the main characters. Sorry, she's super loud. But I am going to go film another video, and hopefully by then she will have calmed down a little bit so I can film. If not, this clip I'm probably not going to use. But it is Friday. She doesn't like being in her cage, so I am going to go organize her, make sure she feels better, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. With a very, very sleepy puppy, which she is doing better than she was. Oh, now you're up. Now she just popped her head up, so maybe she'll be awake. But I did want to say that I am in the middle of 2 books. My audiobook is it's for the Avengers reading challenge. I had to read a book from this certain imprint, and I'm reading The Healer of the Water Monster by Brian Young. I have about 34 minutes left of it. I'll either finish it today or tomorrow. Just depends. Probably today if I can squeeze in a bike ride. I also did finish my Last Fallen Moon review. Really, really happy about that. And I'm about to pick my other review book up for the month, which is Feather and Flame by Olivia Blackburn. This is the second book in the Queen's Sub Council series. It follows Mulan. So yeah, that's my plan. It is a little bit chillier than I thought it was going to be. And I do have to get some lunch, but I'm going to start this. I'm also very, very behind on my booktube videos. Story of my life. I've literally only read about 14 pages of this. So I'm going to go read for a little bit, play with the puppy if she wakes up, get some lunch, and I'll update you guys when I'm about 50 pages in. I've literally had this book in my house, like an arc of it, since November, because the book kept getting pushed. The publication date kept getting pushed. It was supposed to be in November, and then it was supposed to be in January, then it was supposed to be in March, and then they just pushed it to June, and it just got pushed again to the end of the month. So I have some time, but I do want to tackle it relatively early. I also know I'm in the middle of a boss battle, so I realize I might have to like put this down and pick it up later at a later point, but we'll see. So I'm going to read a little bit, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. Same exact spot, but I did wind up getting a bit of reading done. I was watching some true crime videos because I thought my computer was going to die, and now my dog keeps getting further and further away from me. So if you see me stop the video suddenly, it's because she keeps moving. But I did want to say that I am still in the middle of my audiobook. I don't think she's going to let me listen to my audiobook today because I didn't get to go for a bike ride. I may listen to it later when I'm doing some like errandy stuff, like if I can get her to sleep in her crate. We'll see. My hair is also a mess, I apologize. But I did wind up reading up to page 68 in Feather and Flame by Olivia Blackburn. This is the Mulan novel. I'm really liking it. I'm liking it a lot more than I liked the Queen Council series, the Belle one, Rebel Rose. I didn't like that one as much, and I was so excited for this. But this one follows after the war, and like Mulan goes back to live in her small town. She's having a female militia that she's running, and Shang, the guy lead in Mulan, comes back, and the Emperor is asking for her. And at the end of the movie, I think he asked her to be like a part of his court, and she declined. At least in the book she declined. I don't know if she actually declined in the movie. I would have to go read back and watch. But he suddenly asked her to be his heir, and that's where we are right now. But before that, Shang asked her to marry him, so that's bringing a little conflict to them. But I am liking it. I'm liking it a little bit more than I liked the first book in the series. The next book is going to be Jasmine, but there's no information about that. It just says untitled Jasmine novel. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. So I'm going to keep reading. My puppy keeps getting further and further away from me. She's eventually going to be in the next yard. But yeah, I'm going to go try to catch up on my YouTube videos. It's been a weird week because like I come home, I watch the puppy, and that's really all that I do. So when I actually have summer break and I have a lot more time on my hands, I will have more time to watch things. But you know, she is my attention right now. But my goal is to read a majority of this book today because they are dropping a boss battle, I think, or the second part of the boss battle at like 8 o'clock, I think, or 9 o'clock tonight. So we'll have an additional boss battle, and I don't know if this is going to work for what I'm reading, but this is one of my blog books, so it's okay if I have to put it down. I also don't know, I have to finish that audiobook at some point today, so I might do that when she's in her crate. We will see if I can put her in her crate. It's not the nicest day, but that's okay. All right, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. So I just want to do a quick update. I did wind up reading to page 100 in Feather and Flame by Olivia Blackburn. I am liking this one a bit more than I liked the first book in the series. Mulan has always been one of my favorite characters. I remember when I read The Twisted Tale, I was a little bit disappointed in that story. But Mulan is a very different type of hero. Like, she just is. She doesn't necessarily have a man in this book, or like they're not already together, which I like. And she's very much training to be an empress, which I think is really interesting as well. And it's very, very well. There's a lot of political and court intrigue, which I think when I read the first Queen Council book, I struggled with that, but I'm liking it in this, and I think the side characters are super fun. So I do not know if they're going to drop another character tonight or tomorrow, or if like it's going to affect what I read. But what I would love to do is just finish this chapter. I have a thing about like not like stopping in the middle of chapters, so I think I'm going to try to finish this chapter, and then I'm going to try to head to bed for the night. I have Tomorrow my dad is working, so I want to wake up a little bit earlier to get some errand stuff done. I don't have an audiobook right now, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I want to work out in the morning tomorrow, go for a bike ride. Hopefully it's going to be a little bit warmer. Yesterday it was a little bit cooler today than I wanted. So, but I'm going to go read to the end of this chapter, and then I'm probably going to go watch some YouTube, maybe watch an episode of Stranger Things. We'll see, but I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. I didn't wind up watching anything super exciting last night. I just sort of relaxed and watched a couple of videos. Nothing very exciting. But I did want to say that a boss battle did drop right as I predicted. So we're doing Brianna's character, which his name is Kingo, I guess. So I did read about 100 pages in Feather and Flame. I will keep reading this at some point whenever I'm probably done with the boss battle, or even if I just want to read outside because I have a prompt like that. So the first prompt is you have to read a book that has some LGBTQ plus rep and is in a genre that you don't normally read. I don't normally read adult thrillers. I really struggle with them sometimes because the characters tend to be super unlikable. This one is about a girl. She lives in New York City, and she's an online detective agency. She's a mystery reader, part literary mystery, part immigrant family story. Is a witty read of how technology shapes their choices and the nature of romantic love in the digital age. And she's also likes girls. So I don't know if she's lesbian or bi or whatever, but I'm really excited. This one seems like it will be a quick read too. It is a little bit over 300 pages, so I hope I can make some progress on this today. So this is going to be my book I'm going to start with. It was on a spring TBR too, so very, very good. My goal for today, my dad does have to work, which he doesn't normally do on Sundays, is I'm just going to watch the puppy. Hopefully it'll be a little bit nicer here. I can read outside. But my goal for today is to make some progress on this while I have the time. So I'm going to go turn on some YouTube videos, watch it, read for a little bit. And when I get up to the 50-page mark, I will give you guys an update. I also haven't chosen an audiobook because I don't think I'm going to go for a bike ride today. I might go like later in the day, and we'll just see like what I'm in the mood to read or watch at that point. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. You might hear my puppy in the background playing with the water bottle. But I did want to say that it is Sunday. They did drop a new boss battle. I think I said that in my previous clip. So I'm going to pick up The Verifiers by Jane Peck. It's a book of the month pick that I got a couple of months back, I think in March. I don't really read thrillers, so I've read about 37 pages in it. I'm going to give you a little bit before I give you guys an update on that. But I also did start, again, for the third time, I started Midnight Pleasures with a Scoundrel by Lorraine Heath. That is the fourth book in her, like, Runaway series, I guess. Sorry, my puppy's trying to, like, be very, very naughty at the moment. She's fine. She's just being complicated. So I read the first hour of that, and that follows a girl named Eleanor. Her twin sister passed away after being entangled with a duke during her season, and Eleanor is in town to try to get to the bottom of what happened to her sister and the man that she was involved with. So I'm going to go take care of my puppy, read a little bit, and then I'll give you guys another update. A small lick of the puppet. She is knocked out. We're just running around the yard. She really likes this spot, and like I tried to sit in other spots, but it just didn't work. So we're gonna sit here for a majority of the day until my computer dies at least, and then I'll probably won't be able to update as much. But I did want to say that I wound up getting up to page 51 in The Verifiers by Jane Peck. This is like a balance between like a thriller and a cozy mystery. But you basically follow this character, and she works at like a business that's sort of, it's like a private detective business, I guess, and they're in the job of verifying people's like love matches on dating websites. And she sort of got invested. She's a Chinese American main character, Asian American main character. She is interested in girls. I don't know if she's bi or, you know, lesbian or whatever. That's not really the point of this, but I know that she is a lesbian in this book. Likes girls. Perfect. We haven't really gotten to that. She has like a very like over-the-top Asian American family that has very, very strict, like the mom is very, very like wants her to get married. Her brother is in finance. she has a sister whose boyfriend relationship isn't going that well, and she's sort of involved in sort of making sure these people's matches are realistic. And she sort of gets captivated into this match with these two women. She's looking at two different matches she has on this dating website, and they're both going in some interesting directions. The main character, really likes mystery novels, and she really likes solving mysteries, and she feels like this case isn't going to be anything complicated, but she may be wrong. I like it so far. I always do like cozy mysteries more than thrillers, because thrillers tend to have unlikable main characters, and I really, really struggle with them, but I'm liking this one. So I'm going to go read another 50 pages and see how far I can get. I have to read a book in a genre that I don't normally read. I would classify this as a thriller. It doesn't read cozy mystery to me, but I am really liking it, so. And I do read a lot of cozy mysteries, so. I'm going to go read another 150 pages, and then I'll give you guys another update. Bye. Still sitting in the exact same spot. She is very, very sleepy today, so I am like going back and forth between the sunshine because I get super cold, and she really likes the shade, so. But I'm still watching her, so. Because my dad has to work until 3, and right now it is 2:39. 12:39. This computer's gonna die in like 10 minutes. I gotta go charge it. But I did want to do a quick update. I did wind up getting up to page 100 in The Verifiers by Jane Pack. This book is very interesting because the whole first part is the main character meeting with this girl, and she is basically verifying her matches to make sure no shady dealings are happening. And then she realized that something is shady happening, and then you jump forward like 4 months or a couple of weeks, I guess, and you realize that who she's been talking to has not been who she thought she was, and that person has since passed away. And you're kind of encountering with her sister, whose identity she stole, to try to figure out what's happening. I'm very intrigued by this story, like quite off the bat. For the prompt for the readathon I'm doing, it does have a couple of LGBTQ plus characters that actually are that's, again, it's not the part of this book, like it's just not like she's not in a romance right now, she's sort of like isolated, but I'm really liking it. So I'm going to read another 50 pages. I think I'm going to charge my computer for like an hour or so, or 2 hours maybe, we'll see, because my computer keeps dying and this puppy will not go inside. So yeah, that's my plan. My goal is to read like another like 50 pages, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. Angle outside. The puppy really likes to be outside, I'll be very, very honest. She's going to be in for a rude awakening when it gets to be the fall. So this is a different angle. But I did want to say that I did wind up reading about an hour and a half of Midnight Pleasures with the Scoundrel by Lorraine Heath. That is the third book in that series, and it follows Jamie, the youngest kid in that band of, like, merry thieves, I'll say. Like, they all sort of grew up on the streets together, and this previous book I read was Franny's book, and that Jamie really, like, loved Franny and would have married Franny if Franny let her, but that did not go. She married someone else in the previous book, so he's, like, an inspector. He sort of works with Scotland Yard, and there's a duke or like an earl that sort of got involved with the main girl's sister, and she wound up committing suicide and dying, and now she has come to society to sort of go after this man to see if she will get any information what happened to her sister. And Jamie's task with sort of like keeping her away from him. But oh my god, it's adorable. Like, they both have secrets. They both think that they're deceiving each other, but they both have the same exact secret. So it's really, really fun. I'm really, really enjoying it. I hope to make some more progress on that today. Also, I did make some more progress on my physical book. I'm about 150 pages in. I'm liking this book quite a bit. I mean, it's a very, very engaging, quick read. It did turn more into like a murder mystery, which I'm liking. But it also does have a cozier vibes to it. But it's like, unlike a lot of the other like cozy mysteries I read, it does have a little bit more complexity to it. Like when I read Arsenic and Adobo and the second book in that series, it was just like a little bit more of like a more engaging read, because I was learning more about a person's culture, and I really like that. But this concept is very interesting as well, and I think that the whole story is kind of gonna like mesh together. But I'm really, really liking it. My goal is to read at least another 50 pages. So when that happens, I will give you guys an update. But I'm just liking it. This would be a good book to read around the Halloween, because it's sort of set around there. Not eerie and creepy, but so far I'm liking it. And you can definitely tell the complexity she has with her mother and the relationship she has with her mother. Her mother really wants her to marry a Chinese American man, and she is not into that. She does not like men, as far as I know. She likes girls. So I think that's another layer to the story as well. But I'm gonna go read a little bit more. Keep an eye on my puppy, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. Here, it's actually really early. It's like 5:45 in the morning. But I'm about to get to work. Today's a PD day, so I don't know. I may get a bunch of reading done. We'll see. It's records keeping day. I don't even know what that is, so we'll see what it turns out to be. Probably a bunch of meetings and maybe some stuff I get to finish for my seniors, which is really exciting because they get gifts if they behave. If you're watching this, only if you behave do you get gifts. So putting those together. I don't know why it's a state secret because they all know. They all walk past my office every single day and see me putting them together. But that's beside the point. But last night I was supposed to update, but I had to take care of the puppy. I worked out, and then I did a millennial meetup, which is like an hour, and then I like literally did nothing else after that. I think I watched a couple of YouTube videos and just like relaxed. But today's a PD day. Thursday's a PD day. It's just like a weird week. It's like every other day we're off. But I did want to say that I did wind up getting up to page 262 in the verifiers by Jane Pack. I really hope to finish this today at some point on my commute to and from school. I am liking it. It's very different from what I was expecting. But I'm liking it. It's a mystery. I will say the mystery did not go the way that I predicted. That was revealed very, very early. So I don't have a theory who I think is the killer, but I could be wrong. So we'll see. And then my next read I think is going to be Legends and Lattes, because it involves food. Very, very Dungeons and Dragons-y. So when I come home, I will update you. I'm also reading both Battle of the Labyrinth and The Scoundrel book by Lorraine Midnight Pleasures with a Scoundrel. But if I have a lot of time to like do stuff today, I will probably make some significant progress on those two audiobooks. Probably not this, but that's okay. So I will talk to you guys when I come home from work. And then I might start a new reading vlog. We'll see. But I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, friends. We're here. I'm back. It is June 9th. Today was a busy day. It was another PD day. We actually had 2 PD days today. They always have them in June just to sort of prep us for next year. And today was sort of a crazy day. I had to go to one PD at my school, and then I had to go to one PD, like, not at my school. That one we got a ton of resources, like, a crazy amount of free resources, which, for a theater teacher, is really helpful because they are super expensive when you have to buy them, especially, like, resources, like, plays and stuff, just because for the past couple of years, especially with the pandemic and stuff, we really haven't been doing plays, but I would like to get back to doing that, so we got a crazy amount of resources. It's just been a busy week. Like, I feel like my brain's on summer and like my mind's on summer, but like everything else is not on summer. Sorry, my puppy's in the corner and she's been having a bit of a couple. Now she's gonna cry. A couple of a rough couple of days just because she's a puppy and she's teething and she cries when she's in her cage. Stop, Cassie. Sorry, she's right there. But I did want to say that I did wind up making a little bit of reading progress. I actually finished a couple of books. I finished The Verifiers, which I think I talked about. 3-star read. It was okay. It didn't wow me, but it was fun. And then I finished reading Midnight Pleasures with a Scoundrel by Lorraine Heath, and I really like that. Probably my favorite of the whole series. When I talk about my wrap-up, I never really talk about my audiobooks in these reading vlogs because I tend to read them like sporadically and then I sort of forget the plot, but I really did like that one. I read it pretty much all day on Tuesday when I was like putting together my senior gifts for the kids. If they watch this, they'll know I'm giving them senior gifts, but alas. And then I realized that the last little book in that series was a novella, and they don't have an audio for that because normally all of Lorraine's books I can get from Hoopla, but that one wasn't because it was like a novella. So I finished reading The Last Wicked Scoundrel, which was the doctor's story. And it connected back to the first book in the series, which was Catherine and Luke's story. You saw that character in that story. I read it like so recently, but all the book plots sort of like fade together. So I finished that, and then I finally picked up Legends and Lattes, which is supposed to be like a cozy a cozy fantasy story. I've literally like read maybe like one chapter since I've been home because the puppy has been really, really distracted. I got home much later than my dad really wanted me to, and now she's crying again. Um, so I don't know if I'm gonna get any reading done. I did watch the Obi-Wan Kenobi episode yesterday. I hope to watch Miss Marvel tonight before I go to bed. But yeah, she's crying again. She always cries. But yeah, so that is the plan. The plan is to go try to read or let her come out. We will see. But I'm gonna go figure out what she wants, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Hopefully with more updates. Bye, friends. It's a Friday the 10th. It was a weird week. It was one of those weeks that just felt very, very bizarre because we had like 2 PD days and then a couple of days were off, and it's just the end of the year. Those weeks either are really, really fun or really, really dragging. These seem to be dragging for the moment, but I did want to say that I did wind up finishing reading like 4 things this week. So I finished reading The Verifiers, which I enjoyed. Wasn't my favorite, but I enjoyed it. I also finished reading I listened to Midnight Seductions with a Scoundrel. I think that's the name of the title. I'll talk about it in my wrap up, but that's the 4th full-length novel in the series that Lorraine Heath wrote. And then I also finished reading the novella that tacks up that series. So that was actually a really, really good series. The only one I think I finished, the only historical romance series I've ever finished other than Bridgerton. Really like that, and I literally just started Legends and Lattes, but I'll talk about that in my next reading vlog. But yeah, I'm gonna go get ready for the week, try to film some stuff. I have the puppy this weekend, so I want to get some filming done when my parents are home, and her little nose is outside. She's nosy. She's a puppy. She's always nosy. But I'm gonna go start my next reading vlog, go get some work done, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, friends.